Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you caught that announcement banner.
Hello.
We are back. It's Thursday, Trading Desk. We've been gone for a few weeks.
It's been a while. It's been
quite
a while.
A little disaster in the server room.
Technical difficulties.
Hopefully we don't see too many of those tonight. Word is there might be some weird things going on. But yeah, thanks for signing back in. Trading Desk, we have a pretty cool show. This one, unlike some Trading Desk, has been brewing for a little bit. We've had a couple weeks to think about it.
This is the first one that we've thought more than a few days.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got some screenshots. We got some cool, kind of cool stuff to talk about, I think. So yeah, thanks for signing back in and being a regular viewer. Why don't we do, we'll roll right into wrist shots.
All right, can we hit it? Today I have the Hublot Unico Black Magic on, Black Ceramic. I've been a big fan of the Unico movement when it first came out with Hublot. I love all pretty much everything Unico I like. It's just a unique watch. At first, I didn't love the pushers, but I don't know, just it does everything you need to do. Quick strap change on it, and one of those Hublots besides the King Power in gold that maybe feel the brand again. I think I like it.
It's a cool piece. It's definitely one of their better pieces.
Yeah.
I might get murdered for this, but I've never been a big fan of that quick change on that watch.
Why is that? Because
it's
somebody
easy
can
to
steal
hit.
it.
It's a little clunky. It's in concept. I like it, but
yeah. So I don't think you can really hit it and loosen it. There is a thing to think about that if somebody specializes in stealing this watch, they could do it very, very easily because it literally is just like that. You know what I mean? So you really
shock
do,
resistant.
Yeah, I like to really show my watches can do the work.
All right, so yeah, that's a Unico, right?
Yes, Unico.
Movement. Cool movement. One of the real Hublot movements. I have been wearing this on and off. If you guys don't know what this is, then you haven't been watching. This is the Octo Finissimo Titanium, limited edition, 1 of 200 in the blue, which actually with the lights here is really coming to life. This watch has been an absolute joy. There was some chatter in the comment box on the little banner that we did before the show asking if I wear this light. I haven't. Honestly, I wear this watch just like if it's a sports watch, except obviously I don't take it in the water because it's not nearly as water resistant as some of my other pieces. But quite thin, easy to wear, very lightweight, and honestly, it's just been a joy since I picked it up.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I'll be honest. I love that watch, especially with the blue. It's just perfect. And my biggest thing with this watch is I always felt because it's so thin that it might be delicate. But seeing you wear it every day and you can do anything with that watch. It's perfect. It's like a wafer.
1 out of 200 going on there, and then that money shot right there. Really nice finishing. There is some hand finishing in that movement, and then obviously the platinum rotor, micro rotor. Super cool piece. Very happy with that.
Nice big movement.
And you can see I've already, I haven't been wearing it lately. There's still a little bit of wear, but nothing
it still
crazy.
wears pretty well. If you didn't point it out, nobody can really see the wear on it, which I really enjoy. And that blue just pops.
Yeah,
pops.
All right, very cool. So that's wrist shots. Both of us wearing something we're very happy with. It's a good day.
I think so.
All right. So, main topic of tonight, and it's something that we find, we talk about in the office a lot, and that's contributions of social media, really what it is, Instagram, right? Instagram's crazy popular right now. It's definitely a big influence in the watch scene. So we just kind of want to point out some of those things going on in Instagram, some of its contributions, maybe some of the stuff that's not so great. But if you didn't guess from the thumbnail, this is going to be an Instagram-based show. And IG. And listen, first I just want to say, if you're one of these people that reposted that, I don't give Instagram my intellectual property thing.
That was the best. Listen, that made my day yesterday.
That's from 12 years ago. It doesn't work. Good try, I guess. I don't know. But, moving on. That wasn't part of the show. But moving on, I just want to go ahead and throw out. So we're going to do a couple screenshots here of Instagram accounts. Obviously, my show. I'm going to go ahead and throw my Instagram up there. Shameless plug. If you do not follow me yet, and you like watches and or knives and or cars or me, please give me a follow. It's Evo_watches. And lots of, what do you do those, the stories? I do those too almost every day. So
Storage is where it's at right
watches
now.
going through off my desk, pieces I've sold, stuff coming in, stuff like that on the stories, and then more prominent posts. And actually, in the little corner, you can see the Finissimo there. So.
Yeah.
So that's me, in a nutshell, Evo_watches. We queued Sequan's up as well. He has one.
CQ
Go
underscore
figure.
the watch guy. Feel free to follow me, message me anytime. I also am kind of doing more stories than posts. Lately, just a little bit easier. And I feel like when I do a post, sometimes I'm thinking of a quote for so long. But definitely, give me a follow. Feel free to message me with any random questions. I'm getting a lot of that right now. Just help somebody buy a Seiko, and it's always fun interacting with people who've seen us here on the show and just wanna talk watches in a quick little format.
Yeah, it's nothing too formal. Hey guys, what's up? It's really not people will write me, and then it might not be anything special, but I'll reply and they'll say, oh my god, I can't believe you wrote me back. It's a dropping a note. It's not a big deal.
Exactly, it's not crazy. I definitely think.
I just wanted to point out, if you bring back up Sequans, there's a really, really handsome AP that looks like you just recently posted. That I may have purchased.
Oh, was that you?
That was my origination. So
I love that
if
watch.
Somebody wants to buy that watch, you can hit up Sequan or myself. It's mint. It's beautiful. I just literally bought it 2 or 3 days ago.
And that little hint of orange on the hands is
very cool piece.
Sexy.
And then one more for you guys before we roll into some of the topics, and that is Mr. Tim Masso's Instagram. Look at this guy going. 24,400 followers on his way. Started from nothing. I really just wanted to give Tim a shout out because realistically none of us would be doing videos if it wasn't for Tim.
100%.
A lot of people don't know how the channel started, and I won't go too far into depth, even though I know he's spoken about it past. But if you want to learn anything about watches, or you just enjoy, looking at some really cool pieces, his Instagram is blowing up, as it should be. Yeah. And the videos reviews, are 30 seconds. They're pretty awesome. It's fast.
Great content, great comments on there. If you just want watch nerd out a little bit, is one of the best pages to just really get in-depth information and not just a pretty shot.
Yeah, and then I don't have anything queued up for it, but obviously we have Watchbox Studios. We have we have the corporate account, stuff like that you can follow. Yeah, it's not going to be as entertaining, obviously, as following me or Sequan, but they kind of pay for all this stuff.
Oh, I got a shout. It's me, Armand. I was paid to do that shout out. It's another trader on the floor. He does good stuff too.
You're paid? $5 Venmo request?
Just a high five, to be honest. I'm a cheap.
Gotcha. All right, so I wanted to kind of go over some of the cool things that Instagram. Obviously, Instagram is a black hole. It's a great way to spend several hours of your day doing nothing. But watches in particular, there's obviously a lot of car content and stuff that I'm into on there as well. But watches specifically, you can kill some real time on Instagram.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is our number one spot right here, and that is the wrist shot and or the wrist roll. Right, so we've all seen, plenty of wrist shots, all kinds of cool stuff. The wrist roll, for those of you that may not be familiar, or if you're listening to the podcast and can't see, is where you start at the buckle and roll the watch around, grand reveal, very exciting. Everybody gets very happy. But I got to shout out my very good friend here, Mr. Thanos. We'll go ahead and throw his profile up as well. Is the king of all of the wrist shots.
The perfect roll. He did.
Do we not have that queued up? Okay. Well, hey, listen, I tried.
It was a valiant effort. I definitely think Instagram was definitely almost made for watch lovers, right? The forums were great, and it was a great place where you can get a lot of information and big paragraphs of knowledge. But it's all about the wrist shot. And I think Instagram created a perfect place where you can stay anonymous if you want to, just do a quick wrist shot, and really kind of gave the community a nice share space, and then you put in the hashtags and everything, and now with the stories, it's one of the best places to really you see a watch at Basel, you follow Tim Masso's Instagram, you'll see live video of the watch. You know what I mean? It's one of the fastest places to get news of watches. When Patek increased prices way back when, Instagram was the first place that I saw it. It's an interesting place to get your knowledge and your little...
Yeah, for sure. So one of the main things, obviously, Instagram's all picture-based, even though they moved to stories and videos, but when it was founded, it was all picture-based, so the wrist shot makes so much sense, right? Because it's hard to quantify a watch collection photo, But individual wrist shots and the way Instagram's found it is more like, look what's going on right now in my day. So wrist shots, wrist rolls make a lot of sense, and just tons of content out there. But moving on to number 2, this is something that's been pretty cool to see becoming a thing on Instagram because it's really unique, and that's Loom Shots. So the reason why I think this is pretty cool is because wrist shots, you can walk into a store and take a wrist shot. You can own the watch and take a wrist shot. You can, want to own the watch and take a wrist shot. But you really have to have some time alone with the watch to do Loom Shots.
Yeah, very tough.
Right? So this is inside access to looking at purchasing a watch that you wouldn't get unless they existed. The Loom Shots existed because now you have to buy the watch, you have to take it home, you have to, set up.
You gotta charge it up.
Charge it up with a flashlight, set up a spot, take the Loom Shot. So this is cool because it gives you inside access to what it might look like, and even honestly help push your purchasing decision.
Oh no, 100%. A lot of things that people look for with watches is loom. Does it have loom? It's very thin loom. Does that loom have any effect at all? And that's something that Loom Shots really, really help because you really don't know how beautiful, like a new Omega Seamaster loom is or Rolex GMT or some of the many great Panerai looms out there. So many brands have great looms, but you don't know until you see it in the dark. And, I used to do it when I used to sell retail. So I'll take you in the bathroom, and I'll just get you dark and
Whoa.
get the room dark and show you the loom and charge it up, and that's really the only way to see it. And we got to give a big shout out to a new Instagram page, Loom Watches. Really, really awesome guy, giving you almost everything in a loom. Very, very random watches.
Our good friend here, he actually works in the office with us. Had this brilliant idea. Says, you know what? All these watches come across my desk. I have access to Photoshop. I have access to a camera on a daily basis. Why don't I start this? So I don't know. I'm assuming we don't have them queued up even though, but I want to do this just to.
But literally Loom Watches, no underscore or anything.
Yeah, it's not hard to find, but you can see the last 3 posts there are videos, and so he does these really cool transitions. Let me get his name there. Loom Watches does these really cool transitions from like the watch in natural state to the Loom Shot in these pretty cool. I guess really well edited ways.
Yeah, very nice
to watch. Yeah.
And like what I love about his page because like he does work with us, so he has access to our very random inventory. You're seeing watches loom that you'll never really see loomed. You always see a Speedy, you always see the Omegas, you always see like dive watches and things like that. But he's he just did that one with Frank Mueller. He did a 5524, which has such an amazing loom. So it's really a cool page, and I think weirdly enough, like 5 years from now, will end up being a very nice resource for people who want to see what looms look like on watches. And High and Rising had a great point. Shout out to you, Ben. Looms on watches sometimes can only last 15 minutes, but it all depends on the charge, the exposure to sunlight. There's a lot that goes into it that a lot of people don't know about loom. That's really you gotta know a little bit because some watches, if you give it a quick flash, it only do a couple minutes. Some watches will give you a nice. A good hour out of it. You never know.
It depends too on the light source. So that's like one of the things that's interesting is he's taking it seriously, man. He has black light flashlight. He has regular flashlight. I've watched him record one, and it's pretty intricate. So it's pretty cool to see somebody putting some effort. Because I know, when I take a story photo, it's usually like
quick.
Bam! Look what I sold.
You gotta hope I wipe down.
But so obviously there's a lot that goes into looms, as Q was saying. Intensity, length of loom, all that stuff. It's just as intricate as like dials and conditions, stuff like that. But just a fun, easy Instagram to follow. All right, so that's our thing on loom. One of the, I think the next one is kind of more of an overview. It's a positive thing that Instagram has had on the industry, and I think that is breaking news and reveals. Right, so how Instagram has affected Basel, right, which is definitely, that's got to be the biggest thing. When you look at how we talked about Tim Masso, his influence on the watch world, so reviews, access to watches that people would have never seen, so not just photos, but how they work, and somebody who knows what they're talking about's opinion on said piece is, all you have to do is follow the Instagram page, right? So we saw... this year on Instagram specifically, we saw pieces that were announced and launched without press.
Yep,
just on
Instagram.
right? I mean, talk about like that has to have a huge impact in advertising costs as well for these brands.
Yeah, I think what the brands you realize is Instagram became such a great community. I mean, I've been doing watches on Instagram since like 2011, 2012, like barely posting. But you see from then now the people who've been posting forever, like somebody like Watch and Niche who really went heavy into like creating really nice content and things like that, and different releases now that brands are able to do straight to Instagram. You talk about the Speedy Tuesday. I can't really think of any more off the top of my head. But there's been a few brands that really kind of push things straight. Seven Friday did one a while back for a charity as well, and you get that straight connection, and it gives you another way to really interact with the brand. And I love how many brands interact. Like if somebody posts a fake AP, I don't know if they still do this, but AP used to comment on that post like, this watch has never been to Labrasas and stuff like that. So I think that kind of interactivity is fun. It shows brands have life, just akin to like what Jean-Claude Biver used to do with Hublot on Time Zone in different forums. If you posted, hey, I just bought this Hublot, I loved it, Jean-Claude Biver would comment under it and say, hey, I'm giving you an extended warranty, and it was just like a nice touch. So it's really nice to see that the community that Instagram has really fostered the watches. It's kind of brought a lot of people from a lot of angles, and like the super, techno guys, the super historical guys, and everybody mixed it up. And there's so many pages that do really, really good stuff. And you really can find, if you want to follow somebody who's a little bit more technical, like Tim Masso, or somebody who's just showing you great stuff, like a Bob Marone, who his Instagram is amazing because it's literally like fine food and wine, amazing vintage watches, and like somebody's just enjoying life. So that's pretty cool. I think I really love the interactivity that brands are having as well.
Yeah, very good point. I just want to so major conversation going on in the chat. We always want to kind of include some of the ones that catch our eye. What's funny here, Steve Bow says, my Seiko Loom is the bat signal, like it calls Batman. Seiko's Loom is crazy, especially under direct light. Pretty much all social media I agree with you, has an influence. Somebody asked, couldn't somebody create a box with a black light so you don't have to take customers in the bathroom? And it's funny. So twofold. I think what Q meant was he literally takes his cell phone in the bathroom and shows people what the watch looks like.
No. I literally take
people in the bathroom.
Where I used to work, we are a very huge bathroom. Because listen, a black box sounds really nice and it sounds intricate, but most retailers don't have time and resources to invest in. Like if we made that right now, we charge probably $1,000. So if you want to buy this watch and you really, really want to see the Loom, and you're not okay with me charging it up, and you doing this and you're comfortable with, let's go to the bathroom, let's turn the lights off, baby. Let's see what the watch looks like. Right. Let's see that Loom in full.
Q is clearly ready to do anything to close the sale.
Listen, when you come to see Q, you're coming to get experience. You're not coming to just buy a watch. You're coming to, remember that time that guy took you in the bathroom and then, you paid full price because you don't get a discount. I saw that you got a discount if you got to pay. You pay full price if you get the bathroom treatment.
So what I used to do back in the day, what's funny is when people would ask for photos, I used to use a paper towel roll.
That's a good way too.
And put it over the watch and take a photo that way. It works. It leaves a lot of negative space, but it's pretty cool. All right, so I'm just gonna give a quick shout out, guys in the chat that are always out here and just off top. JBO Surf, going crazy. Luke, good friend of mine. Matt Forrester.
Always in there.
WC, Kevin S. All the guys in here, going ham in the chat.
Interesting question, Bricklin. I wonder if there's any waitlist on a new date Zeitwerk. I don't know if there is, but I know that a lot of my clients want that watch. I know that the interest is there. So if there's one watch that should have a waitlist, it should be that watch. If there's one watch that I hope A-Long dealers out there do not discount and try to hold firm, is that Zeitwerk with the date, because every client I speak to about that watch has glowing things to say about it, and they're hunting for it. So I hope, that somewhere out there, dealers hear this message. Don't discount that watch. You can actually sell it at full retail. It's a really nice watch. A
lot of times when you are trying to purchase the hottest watch of a brand and you're at a boutique, they know that that's the one watch that they don't have to discount. So similar to like the Finissimo, right? It's like exactly the only Bulgari that holds pretty strong in terms of want. And if you go into a Bulgari AD, they're gonna no, we don't discount this watch. This is a fantastic watch to buy pre-owned. Just saying that.
Facts.
All right. Lots of stuff. Hey,
great
Simon Holt.
chat.
What's up, man? Josh Thanos' Instagram is cool. I agree with you, Mr. Thanos.
I'm actually gonna do a quick shout out to a couple
Go for it.
guys on Instagram. Philly Watch Collector, always talking with me, real local guy, real fun guy. Dr. Teef, Anchor, always hit me up about stuff. Make sure you check out Zoe's page too, Watch Girl Off Duty. And that's it from a quick.
That's the Z from A to Z. In case you guys didn't catch that, Elena comes on the show with me now, and Zoe, who used to do the show with her, A to Z, is Watch Girl Off Duty. All right. So that's it. Leech drops, stuff like that. All right. I want to move into one little bonus thing, and that is one of the things that Instagram did really, really badly, and we're super happy that it's dead. Is have you seen this thing, or did you remember this thing where they poured the coffee over the watches?
Yes, it's a coffee, it's a Coke. I think it all spun out of there's a guy who his Instagram name is Watch Guru, and I think he jumped in the water with like a Richard Mille. And like he was the first one like to really like, oh man, wow, it's amazing. He's taking a super expensive watch and doing crazy things, even though it was a watch that was meant to go in the water. Then you got guys, putting like, Richard Milles and Coke and coffee, and like sure it looks good, but like it has no real effect except just like, oh wow, because what it makes you think is like, wow, this looks cool, but I wonder how long it took you to like meticulously clean all the crud out of your, and then like there's a new one with guys, they're opening up like a seal paddock and then they're cutting the strap by accident. It's like it doesn't happen.
So water shots I get, right? It's a dive watch.
Yeah, that's
jump
cool.
In the water, that's cool. Matter of fact, a lot of guys on Instagram right now, and me myself included, yesterday, the Wet Watch Wednesday, that's a thing like we're trying to push where, whatever it is, take it off your wrist, you throw it in a hot tub or you pour something over it. But this whole, and it's crazy too, because the whole time it was happening, I was like, this is retarded. They put the watch like in the mug and then they brew coffee over the top of it or pour Coca-Cola on it. And it just, I don't know, man. When we were writing the show, or, I jotted down this stuff. I was like, this has to be in there. It was horrible. I'm glad it's gone. There were some honorable mentions for bad things that used to happen, which was, for a little while, there were people that would like put the watch on the counter, tease you with a hammer, and then not do it. Yeah. That was like a funny thing that never happened. People that would pretend that they were throwing the watch up in the air. There were these photos with like the watch in the air and a hand underneath it. And it was just, whatever. We don't do that anymore. Please don't do that.
Nah, leave that.
Similar to the disclosure thing, don't post that. Don't do these. All right.
Thumbs up.
Moving on. I had a couple, you gave some shout outs to some people that you follow and talk to. I had as well. I believe I have some screenshots here. If I do recall. Number one, if I can pull that up. This is Dive Watch Collector, so dive_watch_collector. Really solid guy, recent customer of mine. A lot of back and forth on Instagram. Pretty responsive type dude. So if you have questions about the watches he has on there, you should definitely follow and hit him up. But very cool guy. He just got that Vacheron Gen 3 overseas from me. And that watch was super, super clean when it went out. Interchangeable straps and all that. Super, super cool watch. So time only. So yeah,
it's cool lineup.
Moving on to number 2. Has to be the baddest man on the planet. Every day, just some of the most awesome watches.
Yeah, just fire.
And promised I wouldn't use his real name, but the Journe Identity. Could you come up with a better Instagram name?
Nah,
it's pretty amazing. And this was like back before.
He's probably like surprised that it was so available. He's like, oh, nobody.
Yeah, so super cool. Definitely, obviously the play on the Bourne Identity. Definitely the closest, this guy could be a spy, like the real world spy, real world Jason Bourne. But cool name, the Journe Identity. All right, number 3. So a watch guy, but his Instagram is not filled with watches. Clinton Bop, good customer of mine, friend of mine, is a very, very talented artist out of California, and does these crazy murals on the sides of
Did
buildings.
he do the one for you?
Previously, back when Josh was still here, we threw up a screenshot of a painting that he sent me that he did for me.
So awesome.
That was very, very generous gesture from him. Very cool, like time-inspired painting, which is in my living room currently. So thank you again for that. But Clinton, awesome guy. And that's also, like, all three of those are Instagrams you could follow and should follow that are easy to watch. They're always putting up new stuff, and I'm sure you'd be interested in seeing what they throw up. But did you have any more customers?
I think I had one posted. Sacramento Watch guy, cool buddy of mine. There you go. This is mine. But I think it's Sac Car Watch guy. There you go. Sac Can Watch guy. Because he's always at either a watch show or a car show. So it's pretty cool Instagram. Recent client, man. Very, very cool dude. Recent Instagram, but very, like, he's making it a mission to really only post kind of cool shots up there. So that's a cool new Instagram to watch. Follow.
Awesome, man. Yeah, cool. Looks like a couple supercars on there too. So
yeah, he's having fun.
Maybe take you for a ride.
Well, no.
You never know. You taking people in the bathroom.
Listen, it's
never coming down off the internet.
That's all right, and that's okay. Again, I give you the option of, like, all the other ways. Listen, but if you want to just see that loom,
you're my friend, and I support you in whatever you do. Okay. All right. So that's.
I got to say okay.
All right. Well, listen. That's kind of all the fun that obviously we could have went down the rabbit hole with this. Try to keep it short and light. In terms of, in general, a lot of social media, in anything in too much, right, in excess is bad for you. There is a very cool feature which I am obsessed with, which is your activity on Instagram. You can set it to a certain time. Try not to spend too much time on social media. All right. What you should do is buy the watch, wear it, enjoy it, and then you don't have to look at photos of it because it's on your wrist.
Actually, we got to do one big shout out before we leave. Tim Hollihan, the Watch Whisperer, great client and great viewer of the show. Actually flew up from Key West, spent some time here with us, and had some fun, and just kind of toured the studios. We're trying to make some videos happen because he has a really cool collection as well. But things happen.
A lot of collectors segments in the queue, so we're working on some stuff. I got 3 or 4 guys already set up and confirmed. So if you want to be on a show and you'd like to come do a show with the trading desk, send us an email or hit us up on Instagram. That's our cell phone numbers. You guys have our Instagram there. Thank you for logging in on Thursday. I know it was rough. We were gone for a couple weeks. We'll see you next time.
It's a good show, Bad.
Yeah.